Welcome to our show, Hong Kong Brief. I am your host, Jenny. Today, we're diving into some big news. First off, China is taking a proactive step to boost its stock market by directing funds from pensions and mutual funds to invest more in local shares. This move aims to stabilize the market amid rising tensions with the US and potential tariffs. Markets in Hong Kong and Shanghai reacted positively, with the Shanghai Composite Index seeing a notable rise. Next, we turn our attention to Japan, where exports have hit a record high. Last year, Japan's exports soared to 107.9 trillion yen, significantly reducing its trade deficit. This increase is primarily due to strong demand for vehicles and machinery, especially from Asian and European markets. However, rising energy prices have pushed imports higher, keeping the trade dynamics interesting. Lastly, we have some intriguing developments surrounding the Panama Canal. President Trump's claims that China controls the canal have been firmly denied by both Panama and China, leading to a formal complaint filed by Panama with the United Nations. This situation highlights the ongoing complexities of international relations and trade. Please stay tuned for more detailed coverage. Associated Press reports that the Chinese government is taking decisive action to invigorate its sluggish stock market by mandating that pension and mutual funds increase their investments in domestic stocks. Officials in Beijing announced that mutual funds must raise their holdings of onshore stocks by at least 10% annually over the next 3 years, while commercial insurance funds are required to allocate 30% of their new premium revenue to the stock market starting this year. This strategy is expected to inject hundreds of billions of yuan into the domestic A-share market, which has already seen a positive response, with the Shanghai Composite Index climbing 1.4% following the announcement. In another piece by the Associated Press, Japan has achieved record-high exports, with the Finance Ministry reporting a 44% reduction in its annual trade deficit. Despite a trade deficit of 5.3 trillion yen, $34 billion, due to soaring import costs driven by rising energy prices and inflation, exports reached an impressive 107.9 trillion yen, $691 billion. This marks the second consecutive year that exports surpassed the 100 trillion yen threshold, driven by strong demand for vehicles, semiconductors, and machinery. The weakening yen has contributed to the increased value of imports, yet Japan's trade deficit last year was significantly lower than the previous year's figure of 9.5 trillion yen. Australian Broadcasting Corporation highlights President Trump's controversial vow to take back the Panama Canal, claiming it is under Chinese control. This assertion has been firmly denied by Panama, which has had full authority over the canal since 1999. The canal, a vital trade route connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, has been a source of contention since the U.S. relinquished control, following decades of administration. Trump's claims have sparked discussions about U.S. investment in the canal, as some analysts suggest this could be a path to regaining influence. However, Panama's government insists that no foreign nation is interfering in its operations, emphasizing its commitment to neutrality and independence. Nikkei Asia, Jimmy Lai's story is intricately tied to the tumultuous history of Hong Kong, where he emerged as a symbol of resistance against authoritarianism. A media mogul and staunch advocate for democracy, Lai's journey began in 1950s China, where he witnessed the brutalities of communist rule that fueled his contempt for the regime. After a daring escape to Hong Kong at the age of 12, he harnessed the city's entrepreneurial spirit to build a successful business empire, founding the influential Apple Daily newspaper. Despite the risks, Lai used his platform to champion human rights and democracy, becoming a target for the Chinese Communist Party. His recent trial for collusion with foreign forces underscores the broader struggle for freedom in Hong Kong, with Lai's unwavering defiance serving as a beacon of hope amidst oppressive circumstances. South China Morning Post, Gabriel Basso, the star of Netflix's action thriller The Night Agent, has returned for a highly anticipated second season, showcasing his adventurous spirit both on and off screen. The 30-year-old actor, who gained fame through projects like Super 8 and Hillbilly Elegy, recently made headlines by skydiving into an NFL game to promote his show. Basso's journey from a child actor to a leading man reflects his resilience, having taken a break from Hollywood due to creative fatigue before making a triumphant return. Beyond acting, he is a talented artist and musician, with aspirations in various creative fields. Basso's multifaceted talents and dedication to his craft continue to captivate audiences as he navigates the entertainment industry. South China Morning Post, Justin LeBoy, a rising figure in the entertainment world, has gained notoriety for his close ties with Kanye West and his role in popularizing the term demon time. A former basketball player turned nightlife promoter, LeBoy co-created the virtual nightclub experience during the pandemic, which garnered significant attention and even made its way into pop culture references, including a Beyoncé song. Hailing from Queens, New York, LeBoy's journey has been marked by overcoming personal challenges and breaking generational curses. As a host of his own talk show and a social media influencer, LeBoy continues to shape the cultural landscape, leveraging his connections with celebrities like Kevin Durant and Sean Combs' son to build a platform that resonates with audiences. South China Morning Post reports that Scott Jennings, CNN's conservative commentator often referred to as the black sheep of the network, has recently made headlines for his stylish appearance at Donald Trump's inaugural events. Known for his supportive views on Trump's administration, Jennings praised the Defense Secretary nominee Pete Hegseth for his poised demeanor during a challenging confirmation hearing. Outside the spotlight, Jennings leads a family life with his wife Autumn Stiff Jennings and their 4 sons, sharing a home where they raise chickens and puppies. Autumn, who has a background in accounting and finance, maintains a low profile, rarely appearing on social media or public platforms. BBC highlights President Donald Trump's controversial claim during his inaugural address that China operates the Panama Canal, a statement that has been met with strong denial from both Panamanian and Chinese officials. The Panama Canal, a crucial maritime shortcut, is managed by the Panama Canal Authority, not by any foreign military presence. Trump's assertion is rooted in concerns over China's growing investments in the canal's infrastructure, which has led to a perception of increased Chinese influence in the region. Despite the historical significance of the U.S. in the canal's construction and management, it has been under Panamanian control since 1999, with no evidence supporting claims of Chinese ownership or operational control. Nikkei Asia reports on a recent trend in China where smartphone manufacturers, including Apple and Xiaomi, are slashing prices to qualify for new government subsidies aimed at boosting consumer demand. The subsidies, which offer rebates on smartphones priced below 6,000 yuan, have prompted Xiaomi to cut prices on its flagship models significantly. Despite this proactive measure, the Chinese smartphone market has struggled due to economic challenges and the lingering effects of the pandemic. The subsidy initiative coincides with the Lunar New Year holiday, a peak shopping season, but experts caution that while it may incentivize some upgrades, it could also diminish future demand as consumers adjust to lower price points. Nikkei Asia reports that PAG, an Asia-based investment fund, is set to invest approximately $7 billion in Japanese real estate over the next 3 years. This ambitious plan includes purchasing properties from local companies and focusing on data centers as part of a broader strategy to capitalize on Japan's stable market conditions and low interest rates. Co-founder John Paul Tapino emphasized the potential for Japanese firms to enhance their value by divesting real estate assets, particularly dormitories and headquarters, which are often underutilized. the fund will allocate a significant portion of its $4 billion real estate fund to Japan, with expectations of leveraging additional financing for this investment. South China Morning Post highlights Hong Kong's Octopus e-payment service, which is launching a massive campaign for Lunar New Year by distributing 68.8 million Hong Kong dollars, approximately 8.8 million US dollars, in virtual red packets, or LIC. This initiative is part of a collaborative effort with over 24 merchants to stimulate local spending amid a sluggish economy and the trend of residents shopping in mainland China. The campaign is designed to encourage local consumption through engaging mini-games and QR code interactions, with the expectation of a 30% to 50% increase in transaction amounts. With more than 24 million Octopus cards in circulation, the company aims to leverage its extensive acceptance network to boost economic activity during the festive season. South China Morning Post also discusses the potential impact of U.S. President Donald Trump's proposed tariffs on Chinese goods, which could adversely affect Hong Kong's largest exports, particularly in telecom and technology sectors. Experts warn that these tariffs, set to take effect soon, may lead to inflationary pressures in the U.S. and reduced competitiveness for Hong Kong's exports. The interconnectedness of Hong Kong's economy with mainland China means that local businesses could face significant challenges if tariffs are implemented. Business leaders suggest that companies may need to diversify their production locations to mitigate risks associated with these tariffs, which could ultimately reshape trade dynamics between Hong Kong and the U.S. South China Morning Post, a local bakery in Hong Kong has come under scrutiny from food hygiene authorities after images surfaced on social media showing staff using a floor mop to clean a shelf in the store. The viral photos depicted two female employees at the TSC Wanshan Shopping Center bakery, wiping down an empty shelf with a mop, raising concerns over hygiene practices. Following the incident, the Food and Environmental Hygiene Department received multiple complaints and visited the bakery, which was temporarily closed for cleaning. A verbal warning was issued, and the bakery management acknowledged the inappropriate actions of the staff member involved, leading to her resignation. The bakery has promised to enhance staff training to prevent future occurrences and has taken immediate steps to ensure proper hygiene. Al Jazeera. In a bold response to President Donald Trump's controversial remarks about the Panama Canal, both Panama and China have firmly rejected his claims. During a panel at the World Economic Forum, Panama's President José Raúl Mulino asserted that the canal was never a gift from the U.S., emphasizing its sovereignty over the strategic waterway. Trump's insistence that the canal is effectively controlled by China has been met with strong pushback, leading Panama to file a formal complaint with the United Nations. The situation escalated as Panama announced plans for an audit of the canal's operations, highlighting the tension between the nations and the implications of Trump's rhetoric on international relations. South China Morning Post. In light of rising tensions with the United States due to President Trump's tariff threats, Chinese regulators have unveiled a strategic plan to stabilize the country's stock market. The initiative aims to direct medium and long-term investment funds into the stock market, including commercial insurance and mutual funds, to bolster investor confidence amid economic uncertainty. This comes as Chinese stocks experienced a significant drop following Trump's indication of a potential 10% tariff on Chinese exports. Experts suggest that while the government's actions may provide short-term relief, long-term stability will depend on improving corporate profitability and fostering genuine investor interest in the market. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Scrolling through the headlines, another crazy day. 6 degrees of stories, connecting in their way. From the weather to the sports, and everything we see. People making news on TV screens for free. 6 degree world, where the news comes in a whirl. Every story ties together like a ribbon in a twirl. Sit back and watch it all. Big and small they call. From city lights to countryside, we're connected after all. A laugh, a cry, a sigh, news is flying high. From city lights to countryside, we're connected after all.